Hi guys, it's Glasgow here once again. Welcome back to my channel. And this video is going to be, like I promised you, right after my reviews of Wrestlemania 32. This is going to be how I think they should have done the Undertaker final match. Now, this is going to be against someone different than who I did on the first one. Go check out my other video of how I would have booked Undertaker's final match with him versus Finn Balor. It's somewhere on my channel right here in my wrestling review videos. Check that baby out. And then I may even have more after this one, so check them all out and let me know what you think. But this is going to be on... I thought this up today at work during my lunch break. To see how quickly I came up with something way better than Roman Reigns versus The Undertaker, and then, of course, Undertaker retires after the match, allegedly. We haven't seen what's on Raw tonight. We don't know what's on SmackDown. It'll be interesting. But I'm pretty much sure the way they was acting yesterday, The Undertaker is going to retire. So, what I decided to do when I thought of this is I'm going to put this, okay, we're going to have the exact same time frame. The Baylor one took, the Finn Balor, the Demon King versus The Undertaker was over several months. This one's got to be condensed down to just a few weeks, a month and a half. Because about basically how much this one was given. Very little fucking storyline. Nothing. So we're going to give a fucking storyline because I think, god damn it, The Undertaker has worked long enough. He deserves a real fucking story to retire on, not the bullshit that the WWE fucking gave him. Well, that's my fucking opinion. Give me a like if you think I'm right. Or comment down below if you say I'm right. So, I figured out today another person who my previous one was Finn Balor, Kurt Angle, and John Cena. I'm not going to even going to figure out on John Cena's role because Adam at WhatCulture.com did an excellent John Cena versus Undertaker for final match. Go see it. I'm not even going to bother talking. I think that is the best story for John Cena Undertaker final match there could have been. So then I was thinking, who else could, especially after I seen some of the match and got the results from it and read the reports about how bad this match was. So, as I said before, we gotta find someone who can carry The Undertaker if he gets hurt, or if the match is going sour. We need a ring general. Who's one of the best active ring generals we got, or fairly active? Triple H, Hunter Hearst Helmsley. We're going to put The Undertaker versus Triple H, WrestleMania 33. Now, but then you're saying, well, Glasgow, what about, Seth Rollins? We'll take care of him too. Don't worry. So, reason Seth Rollins sucks is he can't cut promo. I've told you this before, so we're going to totally bitch slap his ass out of here. He can go wrestle someone else for all I care. I don't care who he wrestles. He ain't wrestling The Undertaker in this one. So, the reason Triple H can do is way better than Roman Reigns because he can do everything that Roman Reigns can't do. Roman Reigns cannot fucking do a promo. Roman Reigns, excuse me, it wrestles too stiff. Roman Reigns can't carry anybody. Roman Reigns, if there's a fuck up, Roman Reigns can't also carry someone if they fuck up or are injured. He also can't cut a fucking promo. Can't remember if I said that one already, but he can. Triple H can do all that shit and more. How many times have we seen him carry people? How many times have we seen him injured carry a match? How many good promos have we seen him cut? Some of the ones lately aren't that good, but Jesus Christ, you cut him loose. He can cut a promo. He's also someone who's never beaten The Undertaker at WrestleMania. That's the history. Because we're condensing this short time storyline to this few weeks, like we do with Reigns, we've got to get someone with a history against The Undertaker. That'll help fill these gaps up real quickly as to why they're... One of the biggest reasons is, why the fuck is Undertaker picking a fight with Reigns also, just because he says it's their yard? That makes no goddamn sense. And throws out, then gives up his damn career on someone he's never faced before on a semi... I mean, it's not a worthless reason, but it just makes no sense. It's poor storytelling. We're changing that. And this puts forth another like I said, Triple H has never beaten him. Let's give him a chance. And then we decide if he's going to actually lose or not. He's going to retire. But like with the Finn Balor one, we don't make it seem like he's going to retire. Okay? We give all indications that he's going to still be here for another year. So this would make it to, if he's 33, we're going to say he's going to be here at 34. This is a cliffhanger. Okay. So we start off with Seth Rollins' Triple H feud going as it did until Seth got injured. When Seth gets injured, Triple H totally refuses to work with him. He's not going to do it. He doesn't do the unscripted, the unsanctioned match. Doesn't do anything. Instead, we give him an opponent, Samoa Joe, who's also been butting into Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins didn't get a fucking match. Excuse me. So Samoa Joe didn't get a match at WrestleMania 33, which is bullshit because he's pulling in a lot of fucking time, and he's not bad. This would be good for Seth Rollins to face against Samoa Joe because Triple H is like, you're not worth my time. Bye bye. But I'll give you Samoa Joe. Beat Samoa Joe, and we'll talk. So this now gives you a reason that if Seth Rollins beats Samoa Joe, which we probably would have him beat Samoa Joe, this now gives him a reason to go after Triple H, the next pay-per-view, which I believe is Payback, appropriate title. So we have him go there, so the story still pays off. So we're just delaying it at pay-per-view. Don't get me wrong, I heard that match was a great match, but we'll have that at Payback. We got to give the Undertaker a good send-off. So we have Triple H injure Rollins as before, doesn't allow Rollins to the match, give him, and we give him this mojo. Instead, we give Hunter and Stephanie boast that there's no one above them. The Authority, which they are the Authority, we shall consider them the Authority. Not Cena, not Rollins, not Hulk Hogan, nobody. To which then we hear the gong. Then the lights go out, and on the Titantron reveals the words, nobody, with question mark. And then it reveals, there is one, exclamation points. When the lights come back on, H and Stephanie are shocked when it is revealed that the Undertaker's hat is now in the ring. For us at Raw, we see the Undertaker doing shenanigan theatrics like in the past. You know, Steph or Triple H sees him in mirrors and he's not there. When they turn around, they think they see him in the hallways. Goes back to him, on which this occasion, Triple H goes and attacks him from behind, only for it to reveal that it was a dummy dressed up in the Undertaker's coat and hat. So the mind games have begun. And we end the Raw basically like that, with them playing shenanigans. Now, on the next Raw, remember this is basically 5 Raws. On the next Raw, we up the stakes a little bit. Triple H and Steph are in the ring we'll do this about the second hour of Raw. And of course they're denying and they fear the Undertaker, and the Undertaker makes an the Undertaker makes an appearance, comes into the ring, and they begin a basic shoot style talk. You know, basically almost a reality, whatever they want to do. And then the Authority talks about how they are the business of wrestling. And that, again, no one is above the business. Not Hulk Hogan, not The Rock, not Stone Cold Steve Austin, not even the Dead Man. And then they go for a little cheap shot, especially a dead man that can't wrestle anymore. They point out that they feel that the Undertaker has fulfilled his usefulness and should consider himself retired already. They should be lucky that they don't fire him. I got notes here, I'm trying to keep track. And that the only reason they keep him around is to give back to the fans, and they don't even feel the need to waste Triple H's talents and time on him. This is, of course, to go and get Triple H and Stephanie some heat. That's what it's meant to. We're going to get them heat. I mean, they already get heat, but we're going to give them a lot more heat. So, when the Undertaker goes to respond, his mic doesn't work. You know, that one of the nice little tricks. You know, he goes through and they talk, and the Authority laughs at him, and Hunter says, "Problems there, dead man?" See, we even control who we want to talk. Then the Undertaker punches the laughing Triple H and knocks him on his ass. Stephanie either bolts from the ring or bolts to a corner to hide. And then the Undertaker picks up Hunter, tombstones him in the center of the ring, stands over Triple H, looks at at Stephanie, whether she be out the ring or hiding in the corner. Then he points to the Wrestlemania sign. So he leaves the ring. Sometime after the commercial break, we see that Hunter and Steph backstage. Hunter is still selling the fact that he got tombstone that he received. Stephanie is raged about what happened, and she says something like, how dare he humiliate us like that? Who does he think he is? I'm a McMahon, and if he wants to face you at WrestleMania, then fine, he can. George Hunter goes like, whoa, 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 whoa. What are you talking about? And Steph goes, well, what are you afraid of? The Undertaker? Paul? You know, using his real name. And Hunter replies, no, Steph, but that he is playing mind games like he always does. And that is exactly what he wants us to do. Give him a match at WrestleMania. So how do we beat him? Simple. We don't give him the match at WrestleMania at all. Which is true. If you want to get back at someone who really wants something, you just don't give them what they want. And don't give it to them in the first place. It solves the problem. Now, of course, you would hear, the crowd booing this, of course, but that's what we were wanting. And we end Raw basically like that with this part of the story. Like that. So here we go, Raw number 3. And we find out that then we find out through some videotape on the Titantron that the Undertaker's been stalking both Stephanie and Triple H. We're going old school on this. Remember, he's an old school wrestler. So going to old school theatrics. We're going to make him dark. We're going to make him hunt these people down until they give him what he wants. And we're going old school. So, of course, we see the series of videos. He confronts both Hunter and Steph, doing multiple occasions throughout the week, between the Raws. This, puts a lot of story into it. So at the end of maybe the first hour, maybe even the second hour Raw, depending on where you want to place it. After we hear Hunter again say that they aren't giving Undertaker a match at WrestleMania, and they aren't afraid of him, we see Hunter is jumped backstage, get the shit knocked out of him. Then we see, of course, Stephanie in the ring. Obvious that the Undertaker, she states it's obvious that the Undertaker attacked him. And she knows he's in the building. She repeats that they aren't afraid of the Undertaker, and actually dares him to come down to the ring and face her. We hear the gong. Lights go out. We hear the Undertaker's music. And of course we hear Stephanie's screeching little voice. Because we're not quite sure if we see him coming down the ramp or not. You don't see him. And so she's like, come on, Undertaker! What are you afraid of, a woman? You know her little screechy voice is. And then the lights come on. And then behind Stephanie McMahon is the Undertaker. And she doesn't know he's back there. So, with her not knowing she's behind him, she goes, see, he's a coward. And she can't finish the word coward because she either backs into him and feels him, or she sees he's behind her on the Titantron. Doesn't matter which one she says. And then she, of course, looks and, slowly does a turn. And then she quickly wipes the, oh my god, I'm in fucking trouble look, into a stern look. Because she's trying to prove that she's not afraid of the Undertaker. And then, so she scolds the Undertaker again, and then scolds him and scolds him and scolds him. And then we see Samoa Joe coming in the ring. The Undertaker turns around just in time and catches him and choke slams him. Samoa Joe, faced with the power of the Undertaker, rolls out. And we all know how tough Samoa Joe is, and so he relents to his power and he rolls out. leaving the ring. Now, Steph's still in the middle of the ring. And so, she goes to him again. That looks like that stern look. Walks right up to the Undertaker, points at him, and just slaps him. You know, she likes to slap guys. Of course, you know, the Undertaker looks back at her. She's not afraid. She hits his chest with her finger and slaps him again. This time the Undertaker turns back with a meaner look. Grabs Stephanie McMahon and choke slams her in the ring. Yeah, I know most people think, oh, it's not good to hit a woman. Doesn't fucking matter. He's going dark. It's wrestling. We're going to give him a little bit. This will get him some good pop of the crowd because now you got someone giving Stephanie some shit. This is if you're not going with any of my other storylines with her. This gives Stephanie some shit. She's having to start reaping what she's sowing. So, then, Taker grabs her mic, stands over her, bends over, and says to her, WrestleMania. Drops the mic and leaves. That leaves a statement. He doesn't have to get into a whole bunch of words. He doesn't need to go cut up a whole fucking promo. Because his actions are his words. So then we have, Steph can either be taken out by ambulance. I think that'd be a bit extreme for the cell. I think it would be best if we have her back in the trainer's room like Triple H was moved to. And of course, Triple H sees his wife hurt. He's finally starting to come out of the tombstone because he's still selling the tombstone pretty good. And he comes out, so he just says something to the fact like, you know what? I'll take care of this. Goes out, storms out the ring, and then storms out to the main event of Raw with the two wrestlers, or four, doesn't matter. He goes in there, he clears the ring, he beats the shit out of him, just throws him out. Picks up on and he shouts, "You've gone too far, Undertaker. You want to involve families? Then we can involve families. See you soon." Drops the mic down and ends Raw. Third Raw. Oh, that was the second Raw, right? Yeah, I think that was the second Raw. So the third Raw comes up out of the series. We find out that Triple H tried to surprise the Undertaker's wife at their house. And, or out somewhere about that matter. It'd be cooler if it's at the house. Only for H to be surprised by the Undertaker himself. And of course, Taker intercepts him, beats the crap out of him, sends him on his way. Doesn't pay off. The cerebral assassin is being outplayed by the dead man. Now again, this could be through previous tapes like the last time, through the week. Or we can have it where Stephanie McMahon is out in the ring. And how did I do that? Take it up for the better read. I think, yeah, because I think it'd be better as a live feed. And it doesn't matter if it says live feed or not because all these events are being taped. Because we're having to protect the Undertaker. We can't risk him getting injured. So we're taping these early enough to where if something fucking happens, he can heal up in time. So these can all be taped in the first week. The same taping as the previous one. It doesn't matter if it's live or not, just tape it. It doesn't matter. The idea is what we're trying to go for. The theatrics is what we're trying to go for. And remembering that it's only WrestleMania's only a couple weeks away. Stephanie saying that the plan is spoiled, wants to know how the hell Undertaker could be in two places at once because they've seen him earlier. Because she knows she's in the building, that's why she came out, and she's trying to call him out. So we hear the gong of the Undertaker, comes out. And of course, only to realize that the Undertaker they've been seeing is revealed, it's Seth freaking Rollins. He's helping the Undertaker because anything is good to fuck over the McMahons, in his opinion. So we give Seth Rollins a take on that one. We also give him an extra take on reason to fight Samoa Joe. But he's still in the minds of Triple H. So this pays off for the next pay-per-view after WrestleMania, Payback. So then we end that match with all that. And then we go for number 4. We still don't officially have the match yet for Hunter and the Undertaker at WrestleMania. Supposedly. So we start with Hunter wondering where, beginning of Raw, we start wondering where Steph is. She hasn't shown up yet for Raw, but he's not quite concerned. Because he goes out, takes Steph's spot, saying, hey, she ain't here yet, but it's okay, we'll keep going on with Raw. I'm not concerned. Because she is working with her lawyers and the company lawyers on a surprise for The Undertaker. Should he show up tonight? Of course he has that smirk on his face he always has when he thinks he has someone over. So The Undertaker comes out, mic in hand. Triple H says it's good to see The Undertaker and that no, he won't fight him at WrestleMania still. In fact, Stephanie was at the lawyer's office today trying to get The Undertaker thrown in jail, fired, or both. And to which The Undertaker comes out, of course fighting. And the two get into it a little bit, maybe a little bit verbally. And then Triple H goes, like something, you're very lucky Steph isn't here yet, because when she does, you're going to wish that you never started this. You're going to rue the day you even thought about WrestleMania. To which The Undertaker calmly replies something like, Stephanie, oh sweet Stephanie, the precious princess. And he chuckles a little bit. There's a reason she isn't here. It's not because of what you think. If you doubt me, see for yourself. Goes up to Titantron. Oversees Stephanie McMahon encased in a glass coffin with 2 of the old style druids close by with a cement truck. And the coffin is in a hole. And with the ramp of the cement truck pointing in the hole. And and then so he continues to go, The Undertaker, you both have forced me to go to extreme measures when all you had to do in the first place was say, you're on. How mighty do you feel, Hunter? What has your wealth bought you? You, like your wife, are just mere mortals, facing a darkness that you have never been able to comprehend. And then the cement starts to pour. Stephanie screams for Hunter's help. Hunter gets fierce and tells The Undertaker to stop, to which The Undertaker replies, what's your answer now, Hunter? Hunter relents and says, okay, we can have a match at WrestleMania 33. To which The Undertaker hands him, to make sure that he doesn't back out. Hunter hands him the contract, telling him that here's the contract, to which also in the contract says that if he beats Hunter at WrestleMania 33, he gets a number 1 contender shot for the title. Triple H signs it, doesn't matter. He just wants, he's trying to save his wife before she gets encased in cement. Because this gives you flashbacks of how Paul Bearer bought it. So, Hunter signs it, the contract. Undertaker stops the cement from burying Stephanie. It doesn't really bury her, it's kind of encasing the glass coffin, so she doesn't really get cement on her. You know what I'm saying. And then Taker looks at Hunter and says, pleasure doing business with you. Then he quickly chokeslams Hunter in the ring and leaves. And then what happens after this Raw with them and the story doesn't matter. Hunter can go find Stephanie as she's close by, get her out of the coffin, Doesn't matter. So the 5th Raw, which is the go-home Raw before WrestleMania, we discover that the match will be a no-holds-barred match, just like the one that was at WrestleMania 3 between Roman Reigns and The Undertaker. So we're going to have almost the exact same match. We have Hunter and Steph come out to berate The Undertaker and that the WWE Universe over condoning the Undertaker's actions. And that we should all be ashamed of ourselves, of course, that line. And since we want to encourage such behavior, we're going to make the match a career versus a #1 contender opportunity. So if Hunter wins, The Undertaker has to retire. This makes a good stipulation. If Undertaker wins, he's #1 contender, which makes you think he can run for another year. Triple H wins, boom, the career's over. And to remember, Triple H has never beaten The Undertaker at WrestleMania. No one really has except for Brock fucking Lesnar, which is a mistake. So he wants to put him on the line, which is Undertaker doesn't give a shit, he's going to win. And of course, that means he can't beat all. And then of course Hunter and Nate says he's gonna make him pay and all that. The typical hoopla. The Undertaker doesn't have to come to make a speech. He can make it on the Titantron. It doesn't matter, but he's not gonna come to the ring. This way, he doesn't risk injury. Doesn't risk getting jumped. But at the end, both Stephanie and Hunter say they have a surprise for you, Undertaker, at WrestleMania 33. Okay, so what's the surprise for me? Here comes WrestleMania 33. And of course, you have two of the biggest entrances in WrestleMania history. You got The Undertaker always has a phenomenal entrance, and you have Triple H that always has great entrances. There's very few entrances that I'm not liking of Triple H. He always has good ones. And so as we get ready to start the match, the referee's getting ready start the match. Steph stops him, brings up the mic, and says to the referee that his services will not be required. And then tells The Undertaker and everyone else that because tonight is so special and has so many stakes on it that they have decided to have a special guest referee. To which, who do we hear coming out? Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels is the special guest referee. Again, another person who's never beaten The Undertaker at a WrestleMania. Now, of course, we're starting to think that the deck's getting stacked against him. But that's not all. We then go to, to make sure no one interferes in this match, we need some special enforcers. Boom. Now comes down Scott Hall and Kevin Nash, the NWO. Okay, now you could have the New Age Outlaws come out too if you wanted. But I think that'd be overkill. I think Scott Hall and Kevin Nash should be enough. Because they're pretty fine with this. So now we see the deck is really stacking against The Undertaker. So the match starts. The match goes on, and we have various shenanigans going on. We have Shawn not counting properly. We have the NWO interfering, grabbing The Undertaker's foot occasionally, taking him off the ropes, all sorts of stuff, protecting Hunter. Pretty soon, the match spills out into the crowd, just like with the Finn Balor. They take out, do some spots in the crowd, the enforcers get into it. The Undertaker takes on the enforcers, knocks them around a bit. Then we see Samoa Joe come in to join the fray. Now you got Triple H, Stephanie, NWO, and Samoa Joe, all against The Undertaker. So he comes out. Undertaker's still holding his own, but he's taking some licks. You know, they're getting some good shots into him. You know, he gets tired and all that. But this is what we want. So it winds up going back into the ring and start that back up again. Now, of course, the Undertaker's still doing a good job fending off the odds, but we can start seeing it's starting to take its toll. So this is where missed marks can be covered by, because now you can explain it. He's more tired. He's had more people to go on against. He's not having just one person wailing on him. He's got about 5 people. So we get with Triple H and Shawn. This is where Triple H and Shawn come in because they're both veterans. So if there's any problems, they can both intercede and help the Undertaker out. You know, not openly saying, you know, just by the nudge, you know, maybe Shawn gets in the way and gets hit by Triple H, or vice versa, or Undertaker hits Shawn. So when the Undertaker's in trouble, he's got someone to hold him. So it's not just Triple H. You have Shawn Michaels in there. These guys are going to help him out to sell his final run, his final match. This is why they're both there. That's their job. Samoa Joe, Nash, and Hall are all there to help bring extra muscle to make it believable to beat The Undertaker. So, now, Scott Hall, Kevin Nash come in, doing their shenanigans. Scott Hall tries to put The Undertaker in the Razor's Edge. Undertaker gets out, clobbers Hall, knocking him out of the ring, to which when Undertaker turns around, boom! Sweet chin music by Shawn Michaels. A dazed Undertaker takes a jackknife from Kevin Nash, and he's brought out in the middle of the ring. Then, so Michaels is trying to get Triple H up because he's been in, you know. So they take Triple H and drag him over the Undertaker for a pin. Michael counts 1, 2, Undertaker kicks out. So we have, let's see, you got powerbomb, you got that, so the Enforcer started on him again. And then Samoa Joe gives Taker a Samoa drop. And the crowd cheers as we see come in the ring, Seth freaking Rollins. Doesn't matter if Rollins wins over Samoa Joe or not, but Rollins is coming to help even up the odds. He brings a big lead-looking pipe. That's a prop, of course. Not trying to hurt anybody. Comes in, starts wailing on everybody. You know, Kevin, Hall, Nash, Samoa Joe, even Michaels gets a bit of a hit. Triple H gets a bit of a hit. Gives Triple H the pedigree to help the Undertaker out. Chases out Samoa Joe, Hall, and Nash out of the ring. Runs them back up, either back up the ramp or out through the crowd. But he chases those 3 ways. So now it's just Triple H, The Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, and Stephanie McMahon at ringside. So, another thing we can have is, since Undertaker's wife is there, at this point, if Stephanie gets involved, we can have his wife, Michelle McCool, the Undertaker, come in and tackle Stephanie and chase her off if we want to, either through the crowd or up the ramp. That'd be fitting. Just depends if the kids are there. It doesn't matter if this happens or not. If it doesn't happen, we'll proceed like this. Now, Stephanie comes up as Undertaker's getting the Triple H back up, going to try and go for a choke slam. So we have Stephanie come up and smack the Undertaker with a chair. I know that doesn't sound like she's going anywhere, but it's not meant to be. It's meant to be funny, okay? She's going to hit him with the chair to distract him and let go of her husband. To which It's followed up by Michaels. Michaels gives the Undertaker a low blow. Okay, so Stephanie, so this is gonna be reversed. So it's not gonna be Michaels in the chair. It's gonna be Stephanie hitting him with a chair, and Michaels pulls off the low blow from behind, which buckles over the Undertaker, and then Triple H pedigrees the Undertaker, and now of course we can give whether the Undertaker wants to take the win or not, but since he's already taken loss, we're going to do it this way. Hunter gives him one pedigree, then a second pedigree, and then counts. Michaels comes in with either a straight count or the quick count. 1, 2, 3. It's over. The Undertaker's finished. His career is done. He has to retire. Triple H takes a bit of a victory lap, but now we got, of course, we're going to give it to the Undertaker. And so they leave. Yes, I beat you. Finally, Triple H beat the Undertaker at Wrestlemania, and due to his part, so did Shawn Michaels. Ties up a lot of stories that were there that had ended due to injury years ago. Michaels gets over one on the Undertaker. Stephanie gets one over. And then, of course, Undertaker can do his usual, like he did on WrestleMania 33 last night. Takes the gloves off, takes the coat off, takes the head off, in respect to retirement. He walks out as Mark Calloway. You know, to the theme, he could either meet his wife at the ramp if she interfered and chase Stephanie back, or just go back the way he did in WrestleMania 33. He comes out Monday night, following WrestleMania, which I wonder what he's going to say tonight if he comes out. I don't think he should say anything. I think he should go, but in this case, I would say, with this one, he comes out and says he wants to thank Triple H, Shawn Michaels, Samoa Joe, Stephanie McMahon, everyone that participated in the match, his final match. No matter what happened, don't boom. I want to thank you for making it a good match, no matter what happened, because I hope you, the audience, enjoyed it. I, as Mark Calloway, enjoyed playing The Undertaker for you guys for so many years. I hope that I did well. I hope you remember me, and you want everyone to say, and then, The Undertaker is finally at peace. He's wrestling in peace. Just like when I said that in Finn Balor, could be the exact same thing, basically. Same sentiment. And then retires, walks away as Mark Calloway. He could even come down to the American Badass song instead of the Undertaker theme, since he's basically left the costume in the WrestleMania 33 ring. He can come down as American Badass. He can come down as himself. He didn't have to come out as the Undertaker. The Undertaker's dead and gone. We already know this. He no longer has to play the character. Which I'm sure he will in the future. But now he can be himself. He doesn't have to play the character anymore. And this story proves other things. I know it may sound kind of hodgy-podgy, because I'm trying to do it pretty quick. I know it's running pretty long. This serves several things. It ties up, it's more believable. The history between all the wrestlers, especially Shawn Michaels and Triple H, and Stephanie McMahon, has their own history with The Undertaker. Those three make more sense for a final battle. It wasn't one man that took out The Undertaker, like Roman Reigns. It took 5 men and a woman to take out The Undertaker, even in his weakened state. It means that no one man is above the business. It has that aspect to it. And then, of course, if they let Undertaker win, then it means, okay, they couldn't beat the Phenom. He was above the business, which is another thing if he wins. He gets to walk away, soul clean. He already has the second loss, just like he had yesterday, so nothing really changes. Gets to retire. He retires out in a better match than what he was given. Like I said, Hunter Hearst Helmsley, Triple H, and Shawn Michaels would have helped carry him through the match. Because it would run the same length of time, 15, 20 fucking minutes. And with them help carrying the Undertaker and letting him break out from the ring out to the audience and taking breaks and having all them guys stall with each other, it's not so obvious that the Taker's gassed and he's making mistakes. You could start doing them away. Oh, there's so many people, we can't take them all on. And it makes it still seem to have the Undertaker still have that power. So it was the business that beats the Undertaker in the end. I think it's a better storyline that way. It may be even a bit better of a storyline than the Balor one I came up with. Because Balor gets pushed. No one really gets a push out of this, but then again, fucking Roman Reigns is not going to get a good ass fucking push out of this either, so it doesn't hurt anything. Triple H can say he retired the dead man. Like he's retired a lot of people, which he has. Michael's going to say, I got to finally beat, one way or the other, I beat the Undertaker. And he did. Stephanie McMahon can say she got back at the Undertaker for all those years that she's been afraid of him for what she did as when he was, we know when they had the higher power storyline where she was kidnapped all the time and put up on that ceremonial demon cross or whatever. She could get back to that. Ties that storyline back. So you get a lot of revenge back in this story. That's the payoff. That's the boost. Because since Roman Reigns won't get the fucking boost that you want to look for a retirement, this Triple H will be able to run this. He's the CEO. He can fucking wrestle once. He wrestles Roman Reigns, and then when Reigns beats him, then he can say, "Hey, I beat the man that beat the dead man," and then that can give Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins a push. So in effect, this helps Seth Rollins push off. It gives Samoa Joe push. Helps Samoa Joe, and then helps him get a push as a man who tried to help stop the Undertaker. Got the deal, and got another WrestleMania moment. Same with Seth Rollins, who helped the Undertaker. You got to see the MWO. You got to see the Clique basically back together, all four back together. You know, with the Montreal curtain call, or whatever that one was. We're talking about the curtain call, the old schoolers. So it brings in a lot of past, a lot of new. It just makes more sense than what Reigns and the Undertaker came up. And I came up with all that shit in less than fucking 10 minutes at work. On my lunch break. What do you guys think? Do you think it's better than what the fuck the shit they gave us last night with Roman Reigns and the Undertaker? I do, but I made up the stories. I'm kind of biased. So let me know. I know this is running long, but this is the kind of dedication the Undertaker deserved. He's been wrestling for the WWE for 27 fucking years. He's been wrestling since 84. So for 33 years, he's been wrestling. He deserved this kind of a break. He deserved this kind of a story at least. So I think the time is warranted. So you guys tell me what you think. Like, comment down below. Subscribe. You guys take care, and I will see you all next time.